Hello everyone! Welcome to our customary preview of next season's anime. After the October lineup, which honestly I do not even know how to describe, what highlights can we expect from the upcoming January 2026 anime season? Let us dive right in and find out. First up, the sequels. This season's lineup of sequels is truly impressive. The second season of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, one of this year's most outstanding and talked about fantasy series, returns. The story follows an immortal elf who, after the death of her hero companion, retraces the journey of their adventure. This new season picks up after the conclusion of the first-class mage exam. Frieren and her companions continue their journey toward the Northern Highlands, with many memories from the past and traces of their adventures constantly intertwining. The second season's PV maintains its exceptionally high quality. It's simply a pleasure to watch. Did you know? Although the original manga has recently faced increasing criticism for its repetitive storylines and running out of ideas, this doesn't affect the current pace of the anime at all. All I can say is, it's truly impressive to maintain such consistent quality over a long serialization. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, hey, don't rush to make memes just yet. There's still a long way to go in the anime before we reach the scene where they win. This arc tells the story of the culling game that's about to begin after the Shibuya incident ends. The high-level sorcerer Yuta Okatsu makes a powerful return and has a major battle with Yuji Itadori. In short, knowing how the original ends, it's actually pretty hard not to get emotional at some of their lines. But considering MAPPA's incredible production quality for Jujutsu Kaisen, it's still a must-watch. Oshi no Ko Season 3 is another heavyweight. After the stage play arc, the main characters continue on. A story of settling scores and seeking revenge in the Hot Circle. The once remote female lead, after unleashing the black heart of the Uchiha clan, will have a significant role this season. Knowing the original ending makes some of their dialogue hard to miss. However, the scene where she skillfully performs brain region dissection still has many interesting points. A brand new reboot of the nonsensical campus comedy manga from the 1980s, with all the classic high school gangs, Fist of the North Star spin-offs, where the minor villains take center stage in comedic stories, the Requiem of the Fist King Army's Grunts, Mazinger Brawler Poem, a 40-year official sequel, Original Armor Legend, Samurai Corps. Next up is the new release segment, Fate's Strange Fake has finally been scheduled for TV. Over the past few years, there have been trailers, delays, and special episodes. How many times has it been on my watch list? This time, I'll just copy my previous write-up word for word. Well, it's been an eternity. Written by Ryogo Narita, the Fate series spin-off novel tells the story of a fake Holy Grail war that takes place in the United States. Aside from familiar heroic spirits like Gilgamesh and Enkidu, its biggest feature is that almost every team's summoning and pairing ends up with unexpected twists. In Darwin's Incident, the protagonist is a human-ape hybrid created through human experimentation. As an ape man, his intelligence surpasses that of humans, and his physical abilities exceed those of apes. He finds himself facing the schemes of a radical animal rights organization. The conflict between species and ethics is thus ignited. The show is packed with elements. Think Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Gaia People, and Parasite all rolled into one. On one hand, you could see this as an X-Men or superhero-style film at its core, but on the other hand, as a Japanese manga, it brings up a lot of sensitive topics that you'd usually only see in an American context. Things like radical animal rights and vegan terrorist organizations fighting for apes' civil rights. My god, it's enough to scare the life out of you. Overall, it tries to cover too much and ends up biting off more than it can chew. The mix is subtle. The only standout is the ape protagonist's wisdom, who, like Miggy in Parasite, analyzes society from an outsider's perspective. But since his intelligence is limited by the author, keep expectations modest. Midnight Star Melody follows a man who, at his lowest, is inspired by a late-night radio host and seeks the DJ from his dreams. He transfers to another high school and joins the broadcasting club only to discover that all four members there share subtle similarities with that voice. Although at first glance this premise might sound like some kind of obsessive fan story, like he'll soon be showing up at the DJ's door in real life, in reality the story unfolds in a very normal way. The male lead is emotionally intelligent and proactive, making him a very likable character. He's like a capable producer, helping the four girls pursue their dreams of becoming singers through their voices. Over time, the cast grows closer, leading to the romantic developments audiences love. It mirrors the formula of the quintessential quintuplets, though less refined. The anime stars Momoko Seto, Rumi Okubo, Saeko Zero, and Mirei Ito. Since the plot centers on voices, I'm eager to hear their performances.
愛してるよ。2026年アニメ化決定
Can you clean me up? The title sounds super weird, but it actually just means exactly what it says. Getting clothes clean. The story follows an amnesiac heroine running a laundromat in the Atami Hot Spring District, offering a soothing slice-of-life experience. It's the latest work from the author of Sankareya, so as always, there's that subtle, alluring vibe in the depiction of the long, straight-haired protagonist, even though there's not much actual exposure. Other highlights include the daily life and management of the laundromat. Contrary to Atami's tourism promotions, You and Me Are Opposites tells the love stories of protagonists whose personalities and appearances are completely opposite. At first glance, it might seem like another classic Gyaru Falls for an otaku series, but in reality, it's a benchmark romantic comedy with vivid and engaging emotional portrayals. It doesn't rely on stereotypes or forced character traits, nor does it drag things out by suddenly introducing a third party when the story runs out of steam. Instead, it's unexpectedly solid, with a subtle, understated approach to everyday life situations. Each couple in the story perfectly embodies the theme of being total opposites, and every pair's dynamic echoes the title. The logic behind each pairing is completely natural. Just normal, you know? No matter whose perspective you take, you'll end up falling for the person they like. Everything unfolds so naturally. The original work concluded smoothly and received excellent reviews, making it a romance manga adaptation worth watching this January. Unlike those rom-coms where nothing ever happens between childhood friends, this one is a more classic, label-worthy romance adaptation. The story is about the protagonist's childhood friends all having feelings for him and trying to win him over, but the protagonist is too shy to admit he has special feelings for any of them. So there's all this back and forth, setting up and breaking down romantic flags, a classic rom-com that dances between love triangles and haromantics. The unique thing here is that there are all sorts of specialized subtypes of childhood friends. The companion type, the tsundere type, the girl next door type, the tomboy type, the reunion type. Are you job changing or something? So, which side is Toa-moon-kun on now? The story goes that the female lead is a die-hard fan of a certain male idol group member. To better follow her idol, she works part-time as a housekeeper to earn money outside of her studies. By coincidence, she ends up working at this male idol's house, only to discover that offstage, in his daily life, he's actually a super pessimistic, self-defeating, low-energy person with little sense of virtue. In short, it's about how I worked hard to earn money to support my favorite idol, only to end up working at his house, discovering his true self, and having no choice but to take care of him. The plot features quite a few elements typical of Japanese idol stories. The male lead's unexpected charm and the female lead's vivid portrayal as a devoted fan are both very lively. Plus, as their relationship gradually becomes more special, they're constantly pulled apart by the need to keep their distance due to her status as a fan. Overall, it's a very entertaining romance set in the world of idols. Dead Account tells the story of how, as mobile networks become increasingly widespread in modern society, demons and spirits have also gone digital. This sets the stage for a series of passionate cyber exorcism battles against these digital ghosts. Basically, it's like a digital version of Jujutsu Kaisen mixed with Demon Slayer. The male protagonist joins a special school organization to avenge his family, embarking on a journey of training, leveling up, and fighting monsters. It's got a strong sense of deja vu, like a classic shonen manga template. However, the way this series packages its various elements still feels pretty fresh. Take Bleach as an example. The various evil spirit accounts they have to fight are like hollows, the protagonist's phones are like Zanpakuto, and using their phones to digitally transform and activate abilities is like releasing a Bankai. Whether it's the types of monsters, the way they fight, or how they use their powers, everything can be connected to the modern internet. For example, the protagonist's fire-based ability, Flame Up, comes from the fact that he's a streamer in the Rhythm Zone who often gets flamed online. In order to earn money to treat my sister's illness, I go around taking on battles. The more heated the arguments get in the comment section, the more money I make. Heh. There are also all sorts of other things like photo editing, reposting, AI, trolls, paid commenters, phishing, content reposters, and even King of the Underworld shadows, everything you can think of. If you're a Gen Z whose life is deeply intertwined with the internet, you'll probably find this pretty entertaining. Blood of the Brave tells the story of a modern society ruled by gangs known as Demon Kings, who have undergone mass enhancement surgeries. Bounty hunters who set out to kill these Demon Kings are called Braves. The male lead is a freelance brave working solo. One day, a young girl suddenly barges into his life, insisting on becoming his apprentice. And so, an urban supernatural action story between an older man and a high school girl begins. Honestly, the whole Demon King and Brave terminology doesn't really matter. It's basically just a super-powered urban assassin story with a different skin. Brave Execution Punishment Record of Brave Unit 9004. In this world, the harshest punishment is to become a brave. Wow, can't get away from the brave theme, huh? This story tells of prisoners who are forced to become heroes and sent to the front lines to fight the Demon King's army. After becoming heroes, even if they die, they are resurrected to continue endless battles. They also make use of the goddess race, who are treated by humans as mere weapons. What kind of bonds will be forged among these frontline babies and expendables and the Peru in the whirlpool of despair and conspiracy? Please look forward to it. The fantasy version of the anime 86, The Non-Existent Warzone, is produced by Studio K. The PV quality is excellent, reminiscent of Jobless Reincarnation. In the Holy Grail classic, the noble lady is falsely accused at the start, but is possessed by the soul of a rare and notorious villainess who was executed 10 years ago. The vengeful spirit demands, "Offer me the rest of your life and help me complete my revenge." Thus, the two of them investigate the truth behind the wrongful case from years ago and gradually build a unique friendship through their shared quest for vengeance. Prism Love Song is a must-see. It tells the story of a Japanese girl in the early 20th century who travels across the sea to study art in England, and as she competes with the son of a London aristocrat, it's inevitable that some romance will blossom between them. This is an original animation PV with pretty good visuals, but judging from the dialogue, the plot is likely to be a bloodier version of Meteor Garden. Ultra Time Space Kaguya-hime is based on the classic Japanese tale, The Tale of the Bamboo Cutter, and tells the story of a high school girl whose hobby is watching live streams. One day, the heroine picks up something glowing and electric. Kaguya-hime emerges from it, and the two of them start their journey as streamers together in a virtual space. This is an original animation directed by Kiyomai Yamashita, with music produced by several well-known Vocaloid producers. It will be released on Netflix on January 22nd. There are rumors that it's a long-form web animation, and others say it's a special short film, but judging by the quality of this PV, it's definitely worth keeping an eye on.